These are two very important topics, and we need to make sure that we're touching bases on these two very, very important topics. So at this very moment, I would like for you guys to share the post, share the broadcast, make sure you tune in, tell a friend, go by your neighbor's house, invite them over, and you guys tune in to the Kristle Shanell Show. Before we get started, we're going to just start off with a commercial song, and we'll be right back with you.
There are times in our lives where we feel like we're in a hopeless situation.
Tag some people.
There are times in our lives where we feel like the burden are too much to bear. There are times in our life where we feel like our days just aren't getting better. But I'm here to tell you that there will be better days. You will see better days. You will see better days.
All right, again, thank you so much for tuning into the Kristle Shanell Show. That was my dear friend Jackie from out of Florida. Actually, that song is Better Days by Jackie Tucker. She's a dear friend of mine and sister of mine in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. So I just want to say thank you so much, Jackie, for that, blessing us today with that song. Now we're going to go ahead and get started. I want you guys to, again, tune in. Make sure you share the broadcast. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to dial in to 347-850-8557. Thank you guys for tuning in on Periscope, Facebook Live. We appreciate your patience with us on today. Now we're going to get started, and I'm going to have our studio guest, April Smith, tell you a little bit about herself and tell you about her story and her testimony.
First of all, I want to thank Kristle. Thank you so much again for creating this platform and allow me to come on here and share my story and, honoring those who are in the fight in breast and cancer and breast cancer awareness. I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 34. I was diagnosed with stage 2B breast cancer. Wow. And my lump was found, I want to say through self-examination, only because I didn't have a mammogram. I didn't find mine through traditional mammogram because, of course, I wasn't at that age requirement.
Right.
And it was just a day I was riding home from work, and my husband accidentally bumped my breast.
Wow.
And he told me, he was like, you know what, I felt a lump in your breast. And
wow.
I was very shocked, but at the same time, I didn't think too much of it. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's just a cyst. So I took it very lightly in the beginning, and I went to Dr. Google, like most of all of us. I went to Dr. Google, and Dr. Google,
I love it.
Dr. Google said I didn't have cancer.
Wow.
Dr. Google, and most of the
Don't
time,
listen to Dr. Google.
Most of the time, Dr. Google want to tell you that you got cancer
you're about to die.
and you're gonna die. But not in my case. Dr. Google told me you're fine. Oh, you're too young. It's just a cyst, and wait for your cycle to come on, and in 2 weeks, it haven't gone away, then go see your doctor.
Wow.
So I listened to Dr. Google, and it didn't go away. So that's when I scheduled an appointment with my doctor, and she, like Dr. Google, didn't think I had cancer either.
Wow.
And she was like, "Oh no, doesn't feel like cancer to me. But let's go have a mammogram."
Absolutely.
So I went to go have a mammogram, and when I had the mammogram, it took long. For me, it took long. But as I learned more, it did take longer than usual. And they didn't like what they see, so they was like, you know what? These lumps are very suspicious. Wow. We're gonna need you to stay. So I had to stay, and I immediately had a ultrasound.
Okay.
And they didn't like what they saw in the ultrasound. So they was like, you know what, we're going to need you to stay a little bit longer. We want to immediately do a biopsy.
Wow.
And this process that I'm taking you through normally doesn't happen like this.
Right.
Normally you have a mammogram, they send you on home,
they call you back.
Yes. So everything went really, really fast.
Wow.
So actually they called me and my husband in the small room, like, you know what, we don't like what we see. I need you to go and have lunch, come back, I'm going to do a biopsy. We're like, who wants to have lunch all of a sudden?
Right.
Right.
Now you when you're stressed out.
Yeah. But we did. We want to have lunch. We talked about it. We talked about how we know it's not going to be cancer, and they tripping.
Right.
But we came back, and they did a biopsy, and I had 5 lumps in my right breast.
My God.
And 1 in the left. All the lumps in my right breast were cancerous, but the one in my left was benign. But I just fast forward, but I'm going to take you back to the doctor. When I got the diagnosis, I was in the doctor's office, and my doctor, I have a long-term relationship with my general doctor. So when I went, and she couldn't even tell me. She was like, you know what, it is what we thought it was. And I'm thinking, what? Who thought it was? Because I didn't think it was nothing.
That's it.
And immediately my husband just started crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? You know what? Because she left out the room. Like, when my doctor said it, she left from out of the room because she couldn't even tell me. She couldn't even face me.
Right.
She just left from out the room.
Right.
And my husband, he just started crying. I'm like, what you crying for? I was like, no crying is allowed. But meanwhile, the tears began to flow. I was like, I don't care what she say. I'm not having no chemo. I'm not doing no radiation. I'm not losing my hair. None of that. So she came back. Once she regrouped, she came back in, and she was like, you know what, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not. I'm not doing none of that.
Right.
So I was on the path to healing myself holistically. So I immediately went to Whole Foods.
Yes.
And I started looking into the books of how to cure myself from cancer holistically. And I tried it. So me going on this whole holistic approach, I denied treatment for 3 months, which I do not recommend that for anybody who's going through breast cancer. Do not try to cure yourself.
Right.
But me, I took that approach, and through it all, the 3 months, not going to a doctor. I was taking turmeric, all these things that fight antioxidants and cancer. I was doing those things, but meanwhile I was suffering. I had so much pain in my body. I had hives. I couldn't walk. Some days I couldn't even talk. But again, I was on this path to cure myself. And my oncologist office, they will call me every day. Like, April, we need you to come in. I would delete the messages.
Wow.
And I didn't want to do it. And then a part of it, I guess it was denial stage too. And once where I'm at now, I realized that was denial stage. I was in a stage of denial. I didn't want to agree with it, and I just knew, okay, I'm a woman of faith.
Absolutely.
And I know God was going to heal me and God, and He's, He put cures on earth for us. I'm gonna get through
and
this.
they do work.
Yes, they do work.
Let's be real. They do work.
I agree, and they do. But oftentimes, guys have a way He wants us to go through that approach. The holistic approach is not for everybody. Sometimes He have to take us through that. The man-made methods, which is the medicines and radiation and so forth. So it was a phone call I got from the nurse, and it was the way that she left it, and I know it was God speaking through her, but she was like, April, I need you here. You're too young. We can cure this. She said, it's spreading. She said, it's spreading, and we need you here. So I immediately called her back and scheduled my appointment, and I went in, and by this time I had enough strength to go in for the fight. Like I said, 3 months had went by. Through prayer and stuff, I had the strength. So at this point, I'm ready to fight. So
and that's a long time.
It's a long time.
Oh my God!
Like I said, it had spread through my lymph nodes, and at one point they was afraid that it had spread through my kidneys, but thank God it didn't.
My God,
it didn't spread through my kidney, but
my God,
it was. And now it's time to go to war. It was time to fight. So they told me about the chemos and stuff, and how I have to lose my hair, and they talked to me about getting before it and shaving my hair before this. So I went through 17 rounds of chemo. I went through 30 days of daily radiation. I had so many surgeries, I think I stopped counting.
Really?
I just had a surgery 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
But I had both. I decided to have both breasts removed.
Like 2 weeks from today?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but I decided to have both breasts removed, so I had a double mastectomy, and then I had reconstructive surgery. For preventive measures, I also had an ovary removed, so I have a partial hysterectomy, and that was also to stop from getting a monthly injection.
Okay.
Because I was told I would have to have a monthly injection for 10 years. So my doctor came back after studies. He was saying that we can prevent the monthly injections if I decide to have one of my kidneys removed. Because kidneys. I don't know where that comes from. Ovary removed because my ovaries produce estrogen, which causes cancer in my body. So he was like, let's suppress that. If we could suppress that, we could stop the injections.
Right.
So right now I'm just on a pill called Arimidex. It's one that also stops the estrogen from growing. So cancer, it helps fight cancer slowly. Because the type of cancer that I had, it was HER2 cancer. It grows very, very slowly.
Got it.
So if you're not treating it, if you're not fighting it, before you know, you look back up, the cancer has reoccurred. So that's why my fight is ongoing. That's why I see a doctor every 3 months to make sure cancer is not reoccurring in my body.
My God.
Yeah. So I sit here today, 3 years cancer free. This upcoming February will make 4 years for me of being cancer free.
Good. That's powerful. Thank you, April, for definitely sharing your story and your testimony. And You guys, again, if you have any questions or comments for April, make sure that you press 1. We'll make sure we get you in the studio to talk to myself or her. But what a powerful story. And I do love the fact that you did start off holistic, taking the holistic approach. And like she said, she don't recommend that to everyone because, number one, if you're not a doctor, you shouldn't be Googling anything, okay, and trying to cure yourself holistically, okay. I have a wonderful holistic doctor out in Roswell, Georgia, and her name is Dr. Gail Ravello. And for example, I got cured the help of God first, and putting Dr. Ravello in my life to help me, be able to get rid of different sicknesses and diseases. Now, going the holistic route is not cheap.
No, not at all.
Insurance may, depending on what type of insurance you may have, it may cover certain things. However, I think I spent about at least $4,000 for everything that I got done, and it absolutely adds up. But now I give her credit for credit was due.
Yes.
Definitely she's from Jamaica, so she knows her stuff. A wall full of degrees, But for example, for myself, first I want to just state that my mom is a breast cancer survivor as well, and so this subject is very, very touching for me, as well as having my dear sister here speaking about her story and her testimony. I understand the fact of having breast issues. Me personally, I used to have cysts in my breast from the time I was a teenager.
Oh, goodness.
And it used to get so big, it used to be like the size of a golf ball.
Yes.
And the pus, just squeezing out, I would just keep squeezing it until the pus just shoots out. But I was supposed to have breast surgery a few years back when I was in high school. I'm saying a few years back, but a couple years back when I was in high school, and when it was time for my operation, there was nothing for them to operate on. My doctor at the time give me some medicine to decrease the cyst. It decreased it, and I was supposed to go back the next day for the surgery, but when I went back, there was nothing there. So, and for me, I have to kind of stay away from coffee and things of that nature, because if I drink a whole lot of coffee, they'll come back. But I've been getting mammograms from the time I was a teenager.
Really?
And I mean, every year, pretty much, every year I get them.
Now, does breast cancer runs in your family, or breast issues run in your family?
Well, now I'm going to say yes. My aunt, who is my dad's sister, she's a breast cancer survivor. And of course, with my mom just being diagnosed last year in June, and I'm sure there's some other family members that's probably out there that we don't know about in full detail, but the two of them definitely for sure. But it's very touching, and I definitely want to just encourage people to go out and get a mammogram or do your self breast check at home, and I'll let April tell you exactly the best way to do that self breast check at home. And if you feel something, make sure you take your behind to the doctor ASAP. Okay,
yes, please do not wait.
Absolutely,
early detection is so important. Our community, oftentimes we don't have adequate amount of insurance, so we're like, I can't afford it.
Right.
But you know what? There's
you can't afford to die.
You can't afford to die.
You can't afford to die.
And there's so many organizations out there now that will help pay for those mammograms.
And see, a lot of times people don't know that.
Yes, lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge hurts us. Lack of knowledge kills us. So we definitely have to be aware. And this is what we're doing now. This is why we're doing what we're doing today.
That's it.
To spread awareness, because so many white women are more likely to get breast cancer, but black women are more likely to die from breast cancer.
My God.
And it's because of lack of knowledge. We're afraid. We're afraid. We feel like we don't have that advocate. We don't have a lot of people in our community who we can talk to.
Right.
And that's another reason why I'm talking about it on my social media pages. Sometimes I feel like, I'm oversharing, or I feel like people may say, that's all she do is talk about breast cancer.
Whatever.
But that is my story.
That's it.
And when I get the inboxes, or when I get the text messages from people saying, you know what, thank you for sharing your story. And it may have been a day when I didn't want to share a post.
Right.
But when that very moment when I do, thank you for sharing, because I'm
That's
dealing
it.
with this, or
That's
I'm
it.
dealing with that, or my aunt, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're saving a life.
yes. So spreading awareness is very important, and not just in October.
That's right. Year round.
Yes,
Year round.
365 days. We need to be spreading awareness, not just on breast cancer, but all
types of
cancers.
cancers.
You know, we have cervical cancer and ovarian cancers are a silent cancers.
It is.
A lot of people do not like to talk about those cancers because they feel like, oh, maybe people may think I've been promiscuous and that's why I got this cancer or whatever it may be. But it's a very, very silent cancer that we need to really start talking about more often in our community, because a lot of people are dying or are sick from those. They don't feel like they have a community to support them.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up because, for example, that was one of the reasons why I went to my holistic doctor in Roswell, Georgia. My doctor is Jackie Walters from the show Married to Medicine.
Yes.
And she's been my doctor, I want to say since like 1999, whatever. However, she was the person that birthed my son. I also had a miscarriage. I want to say March 21st of next year will be 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Time is moving so quickly.
It is.
So I had to get surgery for that. So she did that surgery. And then also I had different female issues where I was in pain in my private area for like 3 years.
Yes. That's
For a long time. Okay. Yes. I'm talking about pain like no other. So I went to my holistic doctor, number one, because Dr. Jackie told me I had HPV. During the time when I did the testing, and every so often I go and get myself completely tested for everything, but at some point they weren't covering HPV when they did our pap smears and stuff like that. So at that time when I did go, she said, I'm going to check you for HPV. In the past the insurance wasn't covering it, but now they're covering it, so we want to make sure that you don't have that. So did the testing, blah blah blah. Needless to say, came back that I had HPV. So I was like, the devil is a liar.
Yes.
Okay, again, I believe in holistic wholeheartedly, because at the end of the day, holistic has cured me from numerous of things, okay? So I went to Dr. Gale and I told her what was going on. She said, oh, it's okay. You can be cured for that. And I'm looking at her like, really?
Well, she just said.
Yes. She said, yeah, you can be cured for that. So I went through a process of a lot of detoxing, and I think I was on probably about 15 different herbs, did a lot of detoxing inside of her spa, as well as a lot of clean, healthy eating.
Yes.
I'm talking about fruits for breakfast, lunch was a salad and vegetables, and then dinner was either you got to choose from fish, and baked chicken, your vegetables, or a salad, or you can substitute the salad for the brown rice.
Okay.
And I lost about 40 pounds during that process.
I'm sure you
felt, when I say, I can't even begin to explain how good that feeling was. But I say all that to say, you guys, cancer is very, very serious. And if I did not go to my holistic doctor and get treated to get this HPV out of my system. And I'm going to give God his credit, first of all, because he was the one that did it. But at the end of the day, he do put people upon this earth to assist us in different areas, the doctors. So we're going to give the credit to the doctors as well. But who's to say what the scenario would have been for myself?
That's right.
I have a client that she just recently lost her, I want to say her cousin. I don't think it was her niece. I think it was her cousin. But the young lady was in her early 20s, and she had 2 boys.
Oh, goodness. So
young. And she lost her cousin due to HPV and having the cancer.
Oh, man.
Having the cancer. And let's not be naive. A lot of times people think that you're only getting STDs and different cancers and stuff like that in your private areas. No, you can get it in your mouth just as well. So oral sex, things of that nature, okay. Dr. Google is not the best, but I need you to definitely use Dr. Google or Dr. YouTube and educate yourself.
Yes.
This thing is serious. There's people that are really, really, really dealing with different sicknesses and diseases and have diseases in their mouth, the HPV and different things in their mouth. So you can have cancer in your mouth. So let's be clear. Let's get some understanding. Let's, knowledge is power. Like April said,
true.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Power.
That's true. And that's one that the dentists recognize.
That's it.
They do recognize
That's
whenever
it.
if you have that cancer. So you want to make sure you're checking all parts of your body.
That's right. Your teeth, everything.
See your dentist every 6 months because they can look and they can see. They're checking for cancer.
The cancer
with the swab.
screenings.
Yeah, they're checking too.
And I just went about a month ago, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, they were checking for that as well. But I give God all the glory and all the praise, you guys. I mean, 36 years old, and I've lived a life, but I am STD-free, HPV-free. I do go every 6 months back and forth to the cancer doctor. Like my mom said, don't speak this into existence. But the doctor told me I have arthritis and fibromyalgia. So my condition... my levels is so high that every 6 months I go back and forth to the cancer doctor just to make sure that my condition doesn't turn into bone cancer.
Yes.
That's a whole radio show for itself. I can't even begin to explain, but we definitely will be talking about that topic sometime in the future. Arthritis, fibromyalgia, just different sicknesses and diseases, cancer. It's very, very serious, you guys. I mean, we don't take nothing for granted. The things that people are going through, people are dealing with so much, April.
It is. I agree with you. And like I was speaking on before, the phone calls and the text message I receive, it just makes me want to continue this fight every day. Like I was talking to a good friend of mine, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer in her early 30s too.
My God.
And it reoccurred. And the second time that it reoccurred as metastatic cancer. Metastatic cancer is curable but not treatable. So she's 42 years of age now, and she has to fight cancer for the rest of her life. And so we have all these different organizations such as the American Cancer Society and Susan Komen that's out here who's raising money for a cure. And
are they helping? Okay, so let's talk about this, because I just went to speak this morning to a church in Roswell, Praise Harvest Church, and I just shared with them today that a lot of times we do have these different organizations, and more power to them, high five, all that good stuff, okay? But at the end of the day, you're my sister. Flo, my girlfriend that went with me today, she had a double mastectomy, and she just had surgery last week. So both of you guys, oh my gosh, and and you're up and moving around, and so that's wonderful. My hat goes off to you for that.
Thank you.
But I told them, don't forget about the little people.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I don't know what Susan Komen doing. I don't know what American Cancer Foundation is doing. Prayerfully, they're doing a lot.
Yes.
But what about the people that you and I know? What about our brother? And let's rewind, because men can get breast cancer.
Yes.
We have breasts.
That's right.
Women have breasts, men have breasts. So of course, men and women can get breast cancer. So what about our brothers? What about our sisters, our aunts, our nieces, our nephews? The people that are very close and dear to us, are they being assisted with funds or whatever that those organizations may have available to help them out? What I must say is that I am grateful, because as my mom was going through breast cancer, and she just finished up chemo, I want to say 2 months ago. We went to 2 or 3 months ago. Maybe the time is moving so quickly. Yes. So it may be 3 months by now, but the time is moving so quickly, and there was different organizations that was out there that truly helped her. So I thank God for those different organizations that was there to help her. But we want to make sure, you guys, if you're able to do something for a cancer survivor, such as April, such as my girlfriend Flo, different people that are dealing with breast cancer and different sicknesses and diseases, please do that. Whether or not it's a dear friend that clean their house,
Yes.
wash their clothes, buy their groceries, whatever you feel in your heart
Yes.
that you want to do for them, let's do it. Buy them groceries, because we think that there's the different organizations are out there to help, and some of them are very helpful. Yes. But then at the same time, I have a friend that's going through this, and she has exhausted all of her money.
Yeah.
So she's not working, and she's battling breast cancer, and the funds are exhausted.
Yes.
So what is she going to do?
Yeah.
She's dealing with this sickness and disease, so she don't need to be stressed out about money or trying to figure out how she's going to keep her lights on and things of that nature. That's stressful.
Right. She should only be focusing on getting healthy. I sit on a board, Tickle Past Peak Foundation. I know you know Maxine.
Yes, Mama Maxine.
Yes, Maxine.
Love you.
And Janice and Suzanne. We all
Suzanne
sit on the
Nelson.
board. And
love you, Suzanne.
We do give back to those women who are fighting against fighting with breast cancer. I also do things outside of Tickle Past Pink too, for those phone calls and text messages I get too, for immediate help. I do, I have an upcoming fundraiser, a Zumbathon, which will take place on
November 7th.
November the 7th. Thank you for writing that down for me. For me, I don't like to claim it, but going through chemo, they call it fog brain or chemo brain.
I understand.
But yes, so it's November the 7th. I am partnering with the Boys and Girls Club of Brookhaven.
I love it.
Every October, I go and speak to middle school and high school kids about how to be supportive to a family member who may be facing breast cancer, and just spreading awareness.
Absolutely.
So this year they came to me and it was like, how can we help? And these, like I said, these are middle school and high school students.
That is so sweet.
Wanting to give back.
That's so sweet.
For me, for my form of exercise, I love to dance. I love Zumba.
Yes.
So I love to pair the two together. So Sky Bradford, she's a young lady who teaches Zumba class at the Fitness Center of Liverborn.
Okay.
She's just oh my God, fresh of breath air. A lot of energy. So she's going to host a class for us. It's from 5 to 6 p.m.
5 to 6.
The kids are responsible for all of the fundraising.
Oh.
So they'll get with their teachers, their families and friends, and raise all the money. And the money will go back to those individuals who are in the fight, like you said, who need to pay a bill but can't because they don't have the funds.
That's right.
I have a friend, Gloria. She just lost her job. She just lost her job, and I talk to her all the time, and she's just like, April, I'm so scared. And her cancer reoccurred too. Her cancer reoccurred to where it's only treatable and not curable too.
Jesus.
And she has 2 small kids. She has a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, and she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And my heart goes out to Gloria. And so the money that we raise from the Zoomathon will go to Gloria and her family.
Praise God.
Yeah, and so like you said, the big organizations, and we're thankful for those big organizations.
Absolutely,
because they spread
awareness. They're doing major things.
Yes.
But I mean, and we are grateful that they're able to help someone. But like I said, what about the ones that we know that are in our lives, our friends, our close friends and family members and things of that nature?
Yes. And I was just telling my husband, every time I get a phone call, I just wish I just had a whole bunch of money in the bank and I could just,
absolutely,
okay, here you go.
Absolutely.
Because I had an amazing support system.
Amen.
My husband was so great, didn't miss an appointment from when it was time to shave my hair to just to go get blood work. He was there, and not only was he there for me, we would sit in the chemo room, and it'll be women who coming in by themselves.
Wow.
And here he go, get in a wheelchair, he hopping up from my seat, from sitting next to me to go get a wheelchair to help them come in.
I love it.
And I'll just sit there and I love it. And he made my family back at home in Florida, because all our family is back at home. And he made them feel so comfortable to know that I'm in good hands.
You taken care of.
Yes, and then
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
My church members, even when they call friends and family, hey, can I go to the doctor with you? And he'd be like, Why?
That's his job.
Like, they don't have to go. We're fine. But, you know, I had some, like, I don't care what he say. I'm coming with you anyway. So I'm grateful for those
support
friends.
system.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's amazing, you guys. I've known April for, wow,
A
long time.
We can't even count.
Can't even count. And then one minute we'll see each other in church, then the next minute we'll see you for another couple years.
Yes.
And that's how big our church is, okay?
Yes.
But one day I just visited your page and I'm like, I was just in awe because I didn't know you were going through all of that and you went through all of that until I saw your page, and I'm just like, where was I? You know what I mean?
Right?
Time has gone by so quickly, and it's very important, you guys, to spend time with people that you love, people that you care about, because you just never know. You know, somebody could be here today and gone tomorrow. So we want to make sure that, and I'm going to not cry, okay?
I know. She's sitting here shedding tears. I'm just seeing her like, what you doing? Like, my motto when I was going through, no crying aloud.
Oh my God. You know, if y'all don't know, I'm a cry baby, okay? And you see me, you know, I'm trying to straighten up my Mary Kay makeup.
And I'm just sitting here holding together. I'm just sitting here acting like she's not crying.
Okay. But I'm a big cry baby, y'all. But I'm telling you, it's just amazing. I mean, that support system is everything.
Yes.
It's everything. It's everything. And I'm grateful to be able to say that I have been there for my mother going throughout this process. I'm telling you, I don't want to be in a situation where shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yes.
No shoulda, coulda, woulda. I know what I did. I know what I was able to do throughout this process of her being you know, going through the chemo and things of that nature, and tears. I need you to stop right now, right now.
It's okay to be emotional.
Yes.
You're
Oh my
about your
God.
mom right now.
My God. But it's just amazing. You know, God is so wonderful. He's so awesome. And to just have, you know, the survivors, you know, before us. I want to be able to help out as much as I possibly can going forward. I'm not going to miss anything else. I mean, like I said, I never knew that you were going through this until I saw your page, and I'm just like, wow.
I remember the day. I remember you reached out to me. You like, what?
Right. I was in shock. And I mean, you're so young. You know, I'm 36 and you are how old now?
I am 38.
38.
Yes.
All right. Why you say it like that?
Because I was just talking to one of my friends before I came on your show, and she's 34, and she was like, "I feel so old, and I'm about to be 40."
Young.
I was like, "No, I don't feel old at all." And if 40, you know, I'll be 40 in a couple of years, but even 40 is not old.
That's
but she was going. I'm like, no.
That's
right.
right.
I said, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. She was
That's
like,
right.
Not me. I already feel 40.
And you look like you're in your 20s.
I'm
so that's
sorry
even
for you,
better.
But I feel like I'm in my 20s.
That's awesome.
But thank you. I appreciate
it. Absolutely. So I know that you have the event coming up on November the 7th. Again, that's November the 7th at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, in Brookhaven.
In Brookhaven,
yes.
Georgia, you guys. And from 5 p.m. to
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yes.
So it's just 1 hour. So I know you guys have an hour. You can come out and be supportive to this cause, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. April needs your support.
Yes.
Definitely. April, also tell them about how they're able, if somebody is out there and they're listening on the air, online, through Periscope, Facebook Live, and they want to be able to donate to your foundation, you know, tell them how they are able to donate to your foundation. Make sure you give out your social media contact information. So if someone wanted to reach out to you, how would they reach out to you as well?
We'll start with my website. I do have a website called thesurvivorsnest.shop, like you're going to go shopping, SHOP. And you can find my contact information there. My Facebook is The Survivor's Nest blog. Blog and shop. And then my personal Facebook page is April Smith. I'm sure it's a ton of April Smith out
Just
there.
remember this face.
Yeah, but it's April Smith. And I'm also on Instagram under the same handle at The Survivor's Nest blog _shop. And then to make a donation, I do have a PayPal set up. and it is at the Survivor's Nest for my PayPal, or you can add April Smith at yahoo.com. I'm sorry, April.Smith10 at yahoo.com for my PayPal.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. So again, you guys, if you are able to be a blessing to my sister April, she is doing things for breast cancer awareness, a great cause. So we want to make sure that we're able to help out as much as we possibly can. Also, if you're on Facebook Live, Periscope, please make sure that you're sharing the broadcast. Spread the word. I mean, if you have someone in your life that is currently going through breast cancer, that is a survivor, please tag their name on my Facebook page. April is going to be doing an event, I believe in February, April?
It is, but I'm taking this event home.
Okay.
To Pensacola. This is my first time doing an event, any type of event at home, but on a larger scale.
Okay.
Beforehand, I will always do Zumba-a-thons, but this time I want to make a Survivor Day.
Love it.
So I am partnered up with some friends of mine back at home, and Audrey Hope. I don't know if she's listening, but I did tag her today.
Hi, Audrey.
And then one of my childhood friends, Cicely, she does hair.
Awesome.
She calls herself Cicely Sister Hair. She has a beauty salon here.
Okay.
In Atlanta, but she also wants to take this back at home too.
Love it.
So we are going to honor, we haven't selected how many as of yet, but we're going to be honoring some survivors. We're going to give them a full makeover, a photo shoot, just to capture their beauty.
Yes.
And then we're also going to celebrate in that evening. So we're going to have an upscale event. We're going to have some guest speakers, keynote speakers.
Love it.
We're going to serve the guests food and drinks, and we're going to have some praise dancers, poetry. We're just going to be a night of celebration.
Yeah, absolutely.
A night of celebration and fun to give back, and just to say, we know what you're going through. We know that you're in a fight, and we just want to say, we're with you. We're in this fight together.
That's right. So you guys, again, she's going to be taking that event to Pensacola, Florida. So of course, if you are in the Florida area near Pensacola, you're a survivor, again, tag your information to my page. All of my social media outlets pretty much is Kristle Shanell or the Kristle Shanell Show. Kristle Shanell is Kristle, and Chanel is Shanell. Again, that's Kristle Shanell or the Kristle Shanell Show. So my question to you, April, is when are we going to have one here in Georgia? And we can take it home to South Carolina.
Yes.
Where
yes,
my mom, we can definitely work on that together.
I would love to.
Awesome.
I would love to.
Awesome,
this would definitely be an ongoing event. I'm trying it at home for the first time in Pensacola, like I said, in February, and I will do something again in October. That will be here.
Got it.
And then you and I can get together and see about doing something.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, definitely.
Next year.
Definitely. What other events do you have coming up? I know you have the one November the 7th, and then you can have the one coming up in February, but any others coming up?
Going back home.
Okay.
October the 28th, we are taking the streets of Pensacola to do the breast cancer walk. Every year I would normally do it here.
Right.
But I have so many family members and friends who will always walk in my honor back at home.
Oh, that's awesome. So you get to be there with them this time.
I want to walk the streets with them this
time. That's awesome.
And our theme is Stronger Together. Because it takes unity. It takes, a village to not only just raise kids, but to fight cancer.
Absolutely.
So
you better say
we're going to go to war against cancer and walk the streets of Pensacola to spread awareness.
I love it.
So that will finalize my year of fundraising and spread awareness for the year. And then I'm really focusing on making this a special event come February. So after October, all of my efforts will go towards February.
Okay.
For my first upscale event.
Perfect. Again, you guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show. Of course, I would love for you guys to be able to share the broadcast on Periscope, on Facebook Live. Make sure you're sharing the broadcast. If you're listening online, we appreciate you as well. Make sure you share. Just share. You never know who is listening, who may need to just hear this information on today. At this time, we're going to just take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you guys.
You heard was actual recorded incident of my abuser attacking me and my daughter witnessing the attack. For 8 years, I endured physical, verbal, and emotional abuse. Hi, I'm Kendra Turner, mother, daughter, sister, and survivor of domestic abuse. Because of my story, SODA, Survivors of Domestic Abuse, was birthed. For more info, contact SODA.
then Kristle Shanell can help. If you would like to host a Mary Kay party, or you would just like to purchase something for yourself or someone else, maybe a friend or relative, please visit www.marykay.com/KristleJenkins or call 770-715-7949. That's 770-715-7949 to book your appointment or to place your order today. If your New Year's resolution was to get back in shape this year, well, Lifetime Fitness in Johns Creek can help. So be sure to get your results and call Adam at 678-722-5912 if you would like a free pass to the gym or would like to get information on how to join this awesome gym. And tell them the Kristle Shanell Show sent you. 11555 Johns Creek Parkway in Johns Creek, Georgia 30097. GPS it and get your information today.
Hi, this is Chef Riley, the Wing King with Crazy Wings. We have over 50 flavors of wings: strawberry barbecue, jerk, peanut butter and jelly, pineapple, just to name a few. For your catering needs, call us at 678-628-7414. Make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's KRAZIE_wings. And remember, Crazy Wings, a party in your mouth.
All right, again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show. I have my guest speaker in the studio with me on today, April Smith, and the topic for today is breast cancer, bringing awareness to breast cancer. April, let me just ask you, as far as when you were going through your chemo and your the process of dealing with the breast cancer, you know, did you really have a whole lot of help in the community to help you out with different things, whether or not it's, I know you have a husband and you have beautiful children, things of that nature, but as far as outside help, other than your husband, your family, you know, did you have help from the community?
Yes, I would say community, as far as my church community.
Okay, great.
Yes. Miss Maxine, Mama
Yes,
Maxine.
yes.
She was the first person I told because I knew she went through the fight.
Absolutely.
I called her and I just seen how, I know she went through the fight, and I saw how she was living her life. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let me call her. I'm going to tell her. And I told her, it was during the day I remember telling her. Because I was like, I'm going to get through it like Mama Maxine did. I'm not going to lose my hair, because she didn't lose her hair. And I knew that was big for me.
Right.
I didn't want to lose my hair. So I'm like, I'm going to go through it like she did. So, I mean, I talked to her in the middle of the day. At the end of the day, I had overwhelming amount of emails from all the mothers of the church.
Oh, that's awesome. They
were emailing me, calling me. It got to the point to like I'm not taking no more phone calls. Like, this is overwhelming. I don't want to talk to them. Like, first of all, I don't even want to deal with this, and then you want to call me. Like, I'm gonna pray for you. I mean, it's sweet. Don't get
Yes,
me wrong,
yes,
but
absolutely.
I love it. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And so yes, I had that. That was my community.
Mm-hmm.
My church community was great. But as far as other organizations, no. As far as, because you know what, I didn't want to allow those organizations in, because for me, I didn't want to read the blogs. I didn't want to go to the support groups. Like, they
Got
had
it.
a wealth of support groups
Got
for
it.
young individuals who's going through cancers. I didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I felt like we were going to sit in there and we was going to talk about, woe is me, I have cancer. I didn't want it. I always wanted to display strength.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I never want to be around those who like, it's okay for me to have a pity party, because I didn't want to have pity parties.
Right. Absolutely.
And I didn't want to be, I mean, even when I was going through, I wasn't the type of person who wore the scarf around my head.
Mm-hmm,
I didn't want to do that. I mean,
Got it.
you know, some people, I mean, nothing against those who do it, but I didn't want to wear my head bald. I didn't want to wear the scarves on my
But
head.
you got a cute face.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But for me, it was like, I don't know. I always wore quick weave on my head. I went to my stylist, and like every 2 months she'll give me a new quick weave, and it just made me feel normal as possible, and it made me fight. I mean, that's what helped me fight. So that's what helped me get through it. But I just didn't want to be in those communities. I just wanted to be around my friends, my family, and even to this day, like I tell people, if you're going through and you new in it, stay out them blogs.
Yeah.
Stay at them. Like,
Yeah.
I can go on until now. I dip in, and I dip in them, and I give words of encouragement,
And you
and
dip right back
and
out.
I dip out, because like I was just reading one like, oh my God, this that, I think I'm going to die. No, I go in there, I give you some hope and some prayer, and I bounce on up out of there.
Right,
Because
right.
it can be scary inside
Yes.
those Facebook groups,
It
especially if
can.
you're new to cancer. It can be very scary.
Because you automatically think you're going to die.
Yes.
You know, you're going to die, but God has a plan.
Yes.
And it's not death, you know?
Yes.
So that's really, really good. And it's just amazing, because I'm sitting here looking, June must be the month, huh? That people get diagnosed the most. It's amazing. April has the Survivor's Nest blog and shop. She's the founder of, and has the passion and enthusiasm to inspire others. She was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer on June the 12th, 2013, at the age of 34. She propelled herself to overcome the illness. Faith, courage, support, and strength empowered April to triumph over cancer. Her personal experience with cancer increased her compassion to encourage and uplift others facing obstacles. Although she's cancer-free, she understands the fight against cancer is a continuous battle, the battle in which she has committed to help other women and men fight. The will and determination needs to overcome the statistics of being a mom of 2 daughters was the strength April leveraged to fight and overcome breast cancer. So you guys, you know, powerful story, powerful testimony. Again, there is someone, April, that is currently going through breast cancer, that may have just gotten their diagnosis. Can you encourage that particular person? You know, what would you tell that person if, you know, they picked up the phone to call you to say, hey, April, you know, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I just heard your story on the Kristle Shanell show. You know, can you give them hope?
Absolutely. I will first tell them that cancer is no longer a death sentence.
That's it.
You know, beforehand, you know, many years ago, you know, you would hear the word cancer and you immediately think that my life is
It's over.
But no, that's no longer the case. I know when I first got it, I immediately rebuked it and then went in denial. You know, when you're going through cancer, you're going to go through those several stages. You don't want to believe it. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Like, God, why? Why did you choose me? And then I got to the point of my life where, God, I know why you choose me. You know, as I stated here, I was a teenage mom. I had my daughter when I was 15 and my second daughter when I was 17. Didn't know that the strength that I needed to overcome being a teenage mom was that same strength, and even more was the strength that I was going to need to overcome cancer.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know how to fight the statistics. And when I first became a teenage mom, like, whoa, I even questioned God. Why me? Like, I'm a smart student. I'm a straight student, God. What? Why me being a teenage mom is in my cards? You know what I mean? There's other girls out here having sex too. Why not them? Why?
Right.
Why do I have to be the one to upset my mom, my dad, and my family by being a teenage mom?
Right.
But I get it now. I get it. He gave me the will, the strength, the determination, all that to overcome being a teenage mom and cancer. So I would tell them, you know what, you may be diagnosed, but it's okay. Because God gave you everything that you need to overcome this battle, and then you can overcome it. So that's what I would tell them.
Absolutely. And you know, again, talking back and going back to the holistic treatment that April was talking about, you know, in the beginning, I, you know, just felt like because I knew that a lot of holistic treatment is what cured me from different sicknesses and diseases, you know, I tried to encourage my mom as much as I possibly could, you know, to do things holistic or, you know, not be naive and not, you know, want to just listen to the doctor, because that's not the case. You know, you have to have some common sense. Okay, let's just be real. But just trying other different things that is holistic, that you know that is truly a benefit to our bodies, things of that nature. So it was, you know, some of it she was okay with it, and some of it she was like, I don't want to do that no more. You know what I mean?
And those are things
but I get it.
Yeah, I definitely I wasn't able to treat myself holistically 100%, but I did. I took mushroom capsules, and these are some things that I introduced to my oncologist.
Okay.
I took mushroom capsules. I juiced.
Tell them what the mushroom capsules do for your body, because I mean, you know, people that are unaware of, you know, hey, what can mushroom capsules do for your body?
It increases your immune systems. It help boost your immune systems to a whole level. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get sick from like things that I was supposed to get sick from. I didn't get sick.
Good.
Yes, because my immune system was so strong.
Good.
Like oftentimes your oncologist will tell you to stay away from people immediately after having chemo. Nope, April didn't do that. April went and did what she wanted to do, and I didn't get sick because I was boosting my immune system through the mushroom capsules, and I juiced before every chemo appointment. I will go to Whole Foods because I was too lazy to juice myself. So I would get a 16 ounce of either Mommy Boost or green lemonade, and it got to the point sometimes I'll just buy a gallon and just drink off of it. But yes, I would do that, and cranberry capsules.
And what's the cranberry capsules good for?
That's your kidneys, because you got to keep in mind with that chemo, it can do so much damage to your kidneys. So cranberry capsules will help flush out and try to keep it as pure as possible. Keep it as pure as possible.
That's good.
And herbal teas, I love herbal teas to help with antioxidants.
Right.
So right now I do white tea, green tea, raspberry ginger tea.
Yeah, that raspberry ginger is no joke.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So, wow. So definitely, those are some pointers, you guys. I mean, different things that you're able to take, you know, while, you know, if you know someone that is currently going through breast cancer, you know, present those type of things to them, you know, anything that could possibly help them and it's going to be of a benefit to their body. Introduce them to it, you know, and then of course let them do their research as well, you know, let them do their research as well. So April, I do want to ask, as far as your husband, I know your husband played a big part as your support system, you know, throughout this process. You know, if you could say one word, you know, what would that one word be about your husband?
Oh, just one?
Let's do 2 or 3.
I would say support.
Yes.
I mean, he's just, I mean, I just can't even explain it, because even like when, I don't know, I just can't, I'm lost for words, because his support is just so overwhelming. And some of the things that he would do, like I can't even imagine, like, I remember going through chemo and the hot flashes would be so severe, and just how he would just make up. He'll just find anything out of and just make something to make me feel comfortable and cool. Yes. Yes. So, I mean, he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot of how to care and to support and to be there for others when they're going through, because he was able to do that for me.
And unconditional love.
Yes. Yep.
Unconditional love. I mean, I don't know much about your husband, but I've seen him, here and there, and he just looks like he's a calm, sweet spirited person.
Yeah, he is. Thank you. I appreciate
absolutely.
that.
So that is that's wonderful, being able to have that support system. And how did when you guys got the diagnosis that the doctor said you had breast cancer, you shared with me that your husband started crying. I mean, and for the doctor to tell you that, and you tell him, hey,
yes,
let's get it together,
yes.
that says a lot. That says a lot. But I know at the same time he was concerned.
Oh yeah, he was. And that was the
concerned.
last time I saw him cry too. Like I told him, and even with all my family, friends, my daughters, I will always tell them, no crying. This is a no crying zone. So if they did cry, it was in their own private time. But yeah,
absolutely.
I couldn't have that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, you guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in again to the Kristle Shanell Show. If you have any questions or comments, make sure that you call in to the studio at 347-850-85. Let me repeat that. 347-850-8557. Again, the number is 347-850-8557. And I'll be more than happy to get you in the studio with myself, Kristle Shanell, or our dear studio guest, April Smith. Just a powerful story and testimony, you guys. Be of support to people that are going through different sicknesses and diseases. You never know when a disease may hit your house, and let's not just wait to support until that disease hits you. It may knock on your door. So let's support people way in advance before something has to hit your house, and then you're looking for the support that you could have given to someone else. So let's support people that are going through breast cancer, domestic violence, cervical cancer, prostate cancer. There's just so many different cancers out there. And I mean, it's just amazing how many people that have lost their lives, this year due to cancer. Yes. And it's just amazing as well to have so many people that did survive and did fight the battle. So we give God all the glory. We give him all the praise. We're very thankful for those that are still amongst the living. Lord knows that I'm grateful to still be able to have my mother in my life, to be able to be here for my son and things of that nature. I mean, my mom is my best friend. So me not having her in my life, I can't even imagine, I can't even imagine. So, and I know one day, that day is going to come where we all have to leave here. But I'm like, I don't want that right now. No, so I don't want to even deal with that right now. So, we thank God for everything. Is there any other words of encouragement that you would like to give to the listening audience?
I would just say thank you. Thank you for all those who took the time to call in or listen in or watch via Facebook Live. This is, like Kristle said, this is a very important topic, and this is not something that we should only be talking about and discussing during October, but let's make an effort to spread awareness or take the time to do research and learn about breast cancer and all other cancers throughout the year, and make sure that we're seeing our doctors and we asking our doctors the right questions.
That's it.
And write down some questions when you go to the doctor, and make sure if you have any types of pains or aches or that's something I probably should share early on. Some of the signs that I ignored. And I didn't know that there was possible signs of cancer.
Okay, talk about them. Let's talk about them.
If we have a moment, So
absolutely.
Right before I even found the lump, night sweats, and I attributed it to anemia, because my blood count will always be low. So Dr. Google, as well as my doctor, told me, it's just because your your iron is low. So I would get aches and pains in my leg, and I will wake up in like night sweats and stuff like that. We wasn't calling them hot flashes back then.
Right.
But those were all signs.
Wow.
Yep, those are all signs. So those signs, those things that may be going on your body, and you think, oh, it's nothing, this is normal. It can very well be something. So make sure that you're having those discussions with your doctor. Yeah.
And definitely, there are different ways. I mean, a lot of times, we don't know the basics as far as how to do a self-evaluation. You guys, Dr. Google, Dr. YouTube, whatever, do what you need to do. Try to find, normally when you go to the doctor, they do have those little basic flyers or shower hooks that will show you exactly what you can do to do the self breast check. Again, it's just not for women. Men get breast cancer, you guys. So let's not be naive. Let's make sure we spread the awareness for breast cancer for women as well as men. And make sure you're doing your self breast checks. Of course, like April said, if there's anything that you may be experiencing, just go to the doctor. Don't try to Dr. Google it or you got me saying Dr. Google. I love it. I'm going to use that one from now on. But you don't want to Dr. Google it, or you don't want to YouTube it, you guys. Make sure you go and see about yourself. You want to be here for your friends, your family, your loved ones, and just be here to enjoy life, as much as we possibly can. At this time, I'm not going to be before you long, like the church service say. I'm not going to be before you long, but I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules to definitely tune in to the Kristle Shanell Show. Greetings to you on Periscope. Greetings to you on Facebook Live. Greetings to you on, the dial-in numbers and online. You guys, again, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as domestic violence. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. That's another big topic that, people are losing their lives daily, minutely, secondly, if that's even a word, minutely. But anyway, I made up one if not. But, we got to bring awareness to these different things, and it's very, very important. We don't take it for granted. We want to, April, I would love for you to come back on the show and maybe let's just continue to keep it going.
Absolutely. I would love to.
Keep it going. We need to talk about this topic, even if it's once a month, once every other month, or whatever the scenario is. We'll figure it out and pull it together.
Yes.
Have different guests come in and tell their story, tell their testimony. My dear friend Flo, she is actually having an event this coming... Don't get me the line. This coming weekend, let me take a look and see if I can find it. And you guys, we want to be able to support, different people that are bringing awareness to breast cancer. If you're able to attend that event this coming week, definitely do that. Let me see if I can find the flyer for you really quick. Let's see. Also, as I am looking for the flyer, let's see here. You guys, one other thing that I want to mention too is that a lot of times we don't have life insurance. And I want to talk about this subject very quickly because we have so many people that are living their lives day to day. You're paying for cable. You're paying for ADT or security system for your home. You have car insurance for your car, but you don't have life insurance on your body. Something is wrong with that, okay? Yeah. Something is wrong with that. You're spending money on McDonald's, different fast food restaurants, posting foolishness on Facebook in regards to, different things that you're doing. That money that you are spending needs to definitely be on some type of life insurance if you do not have life insurance, okay? Let's not leave our families, our loved ones, your children in a financial bind, God forbid, if something happens to you. There's a lot of people I know that, definitely use, what is that thing called? GoFundMe or whatever, and that's good. Yeah. But we don't want to continue to go that route, when there's different avenues that we're able to truly get life insurance. And not only that, the importance, I didn't know the importance of having cancer insurance and things of that nature until, things happen, and now I see the importance of having even the cancer insurance. Not that you're speaking anything wrong to happen to you or your loved one or your family, but you just never know. So let's go out, protect ourselves, cover yourself with life insurance, in any particular way that you can help be less of stress to your family. God forbid if something happens to you, we want to make sure that we're able to cover them. If you guys are interested in getting life insurance for yourself, for your family, your loved ones, make sure you call my dear friend Carolyn Shoemate. Her number is 404-844-8110. Again, Carolyn Shoemate. The number is 404-844-8110. And get yourself covered with life insurance. And of course, there's other different services that she offers that can definitely help you out as well. She can talk to you even more in detail about those different services, but I want to make sure that you have life insurance for you, your loved one, and your family. Also, providing a will. A lot of times, unfortunately, the African American community, we do not have a will. Something happens to us, and I'm talking about the children have lost their everlasting minds because there's no will in place. People fighting over the house, people fighting over money. It's too much. Yeah. So let's not even have our family members stressed out, worrying about, where this is going to go to. Nobody wants to die. At least I don't. Let me say that. But let's just be real. Life is going to happen. Yes. So it's going to happen. So let's make sure that we have life insurance. Let's make sure that we have a will. And if you need both, make sure, again, you call Carolyn Shoemate at 404-844-8110 and get yourself some life insurance and a will in place immediately, you guys. Tomorrow is not promised. Also, I want to just give a quick announcement. I found the flyer. So October the 22nd, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., which is this coming Sunday. My dear friend Flo, she is a breast cancer survivor and currently going through breast cancer right at the very moment. She is actually going to be having an event at Gwinnett Barber Institute. The address is 3500 Gwinnett Place Drive, Northwest, Duluth, Georgia. Zip code is 30096. Again, that's Gwinnett Barber Institute, 3500 Gwinnett Place Drive, Northwest, Duluth, Georgia. Zip code is 30096. If you're able to attend that event, please make sure you do so. You can also visit the website at www.wjpmg106fm.com. Again, that's www.wjpmg106fm.com. WJPMG is hosting a radiothon for breast cancer awareness. A good friend of ours, Flo, is a survivor and needs your help. We're asking everyone to call in and donate $10.22. You guys, y'all go to McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. One sandwich is about $10 at Chick-fil-A, and it's good, and I love it, but $10.22. I know you guys can do that, okay? So I want you to please visit www.bit.ly/WeLoveFlo. Okay, again, that's www.bit.ly/WeLoveFlo. Or call in at 404-890-5303. Again, 404-890-5303. Again, April, please give them your information just in case they want to donate to you as well.
Okay. You can also make a donation on my website, which is www.thesurvivorsnest.shop. And that's like you're going shopping. Again, that is www.thesurvivorsnest.shop. That is my web address. You can find me on Facebook at the Survivor's Nest blog _shop. Again, that is the Survivor's Nest blog _shop, or my personal page, which is April Smith.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And also just want to give you guys a quick reminder in regards to our online intercessory prayer. That's a online conference that my mom and myself do every third Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. to 8:05. That information is always posted on social media, Facebook. Make sure you tune in with us on the third Wednesday of every month, and just spend some time online with us praying and just giving God glory, sharing your stories and testimonies and things of that nature. Also, my mom is going to be having a breast cancer walk in, this is going to be April of next year. Just want to start, of course, making that announcement for April 14th, 2018, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to be doing a breast cancer survivor walk. That's going to be the second annual victory walk and prayer breakfast. We need you to, of course, be able to donate to this cause as well. All that information I will definitely have on my Facebook page. I'll begin to start sharing that quite often, so you guys will have a link out there as well for you to be able to donate. Also, we have Buy a Brick program. With the Buy a Brick program, you're able to, let's say if you have a family member, a friend, a loved one, someone that passed away from breast cancer or any type of cancer, you're able to buy a brick. Their name would be placed on the brick, and each brick is $35. So we want to make sure that we're, purchasing these bricks for our families or someone that you may know that you would like their name to be on the brick. The bricks will actually be posted and put up in Utahville, South Carolina. That's where we're from, and we would love for your support to be there as well. If you guys have any questions or concerns in regards to any of the announcements, please make sure you reach out to myself, Kristle Shanell. My number is 770-715-7949. Again, the number is 770-715-7949. And my last, before we close out, April, I just want to tell the listening audience, this world is very wicked, you guys, and there are so many people going through so many different things in life, whether or not it's things from their past. Whether or not it's from the time that they were an infant, a teenager, in elementary school, whatever the case may be. All the different storms, we have so many people that lost their lives from the storms, and unfortunately the situation that happened, where was Vegas? That? In Vegas. Oh my God. Just terrible, terrible situations. And not everybody is able to handle all of that. That's right. So I say that to say that if you are in need of any counseling, you guys, any type of counseling, and you are, in the Atlanta, Georgia area, make sure you reach out to me as well. I would love to, give you someone that is truly dear and special to my heart, my actual counselor that I go to. And, it's just been a blessing, to be able to sit with her and talk about all the different things that are going on in my life and all the things that I've experienced in life. A lot of times Facebook paints a pretty picture, and people don't know what people are going through in their personal lives, what people are going through behind closed doors, whether or not it's sickness, disease, hoarding, or whatever that thing may be. You just never know what somebody is going through. So I want to encourage you to definitely don't believe the hype. You may see people post all type of different things on Facebook, but that doesn't mean that they're not going through something internally or going through something behind closed doors. Okay, so I want to continue to encourage you to push through. And I have to tell myself this every single day, so I'm speaking to myself as well. Continue to push through and know that God has us. no matter what the situation may be. He has us, so I want to just leave you with that encouragement for this Sunday evening. You guys be blessed. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show. Make sure that you share the broadcast, and of course, make sure you pay attention to social media to see exactly when we're going to be having the next show and next guest on the Kristle Shanell Show. I love you. I appreciate you. And I am going to close out with a song. And let me see who I'm going to close out with today. Now, I think the last time I closed out with Casey J. So I am going to close out with my dear friend Maurice Griffin. He was actually on, what do you call it thing? Sunday's Best. And he's a phenomenal, wonderful gentleman, dear friend of mine. And just very sweet spirit. So I want to encourage you this afternoon to definitely stay on the air so that you're able to listen to his song. And we'll see you next time on the Kristle Shanell Show.
This is a song and prayer. This is a song and prayer. Lord, hear us. Lord, hear
All right, you guys, thanks again for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show. I definitely would like to ask April to leave you with a Bible scripture. So I'll let you finish it up, April.
Okay. Yep. My favorite Bible scripture is Psalm 34. And it says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and he delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces should never be ashamed. And my favorite is, the poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him from all his troubles.
Wow.
Not just one, but all.
And this is funny because, that is me and my mom's favorite Bible
Really?
scripture.
Yep.
That is too funny. On my Bible, my bio, that's exactly what I have. Wow.
Yeah,
That's powerful. That's
yes,
powerful.
It is.
So you guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show. I am super excited about this day, and I want to say God bless you. April, what you want to say to people?
Yes, God bless you all, and thank you so much for listening, and have a great evening.
Peace and blessings.
Yes.